Hello, welcome to my channel. Hopefully you can see me okay and I'm not too bright. I kind of like the bright look because it sort of hides my wrinkles and blemishes. But anyway, you'll have to live with it. My channel is about health, natural health, because that's what I'm a believer in and I'm passionate about, really, because health is so important. You know, after having suffered from health issues a lot of my life, mental and physical health issues, and actually getting to a place where I feel like 100% better, I feel compelled to try and help other people to feel better. Now, I know people help themselves when they're ready to, but maybe, you know, you'll tune in and something I'll say will resonate and make sense, and it might spur you on to change something about your life for the better, which would be awesome. Obviously, I have to put a disclaimer in here. I'm not a doctor or a painter and decorator. I've just been doing a bit of painting. You know, I don't have a medical qualification or any kind of health qualification. Well, I've got a degree in counselling and psychology, if that makes you feel any better. I'm offering information and advice. I'm not diagnosing, obviously. It's up to you whether you take on board anything I say or not, obviously. I should probably say always consult with your GP before trying anything that I might suggest. That's always written. You know, I've read so many health articles and what have you, and they always put that on. Consult with a medical practitioner, a health practitioner, your GP, whatever, if you're in doubt about anything. And okay, do that if it makes you feel better. Personally, I don't find doctors very helpful. Not because they're not well-meaning or wanting to help, but because they just don't have enough information. Conventional medicine tends to deal with symptoms, dealing with symptoms really, rather than looking at any kind of cause. And to me that doesn't make sense. They don't look at the whole picture. You know, an holistic approach is what I favour. Human beings are made up of more than just the mental or just the physical. There's the emotional, there's the spiritual, and that's what a human being is. We're all of those things. You know, you may be looking after the physical, you may be doing a really great job of, you know, looking after the physical, but if you're neglecting your mental, emotional health, the spiritual health, then perhaps your health is not going to be as good as it could be. It depends what you want, really. You know, I mean, I personally want to have the best health I can possibly have, and that's because I've had shit health, so I'm after awesome health. But I don't find doctors that useful, and maybe you don't either, which is why you're watching this channel. I'm not going to recommend anything that's dangerous. I'm just going to suggest sort of common sense kind of things, really. But feel free to do your own research and reading and speak to a health professional if that is what you want to do, obviously. I guess I came to the conclusion that it's rather awkward to say that, isn't it? An holistic approach is the way to go. Because I first started out on this journey like 27 years ago, like I think I said in my first video, where I was looking at the physical, because I didn't know about mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, negative thought patterns. I didn't have a clue about any of those things when I was 21. I just looked at my diet, which good place to start, arguably the easiest place to start in some ways, you know. And I tried various diets, anti-candida diet, a food combining diet, probably a low-fat diet. I've tried all sorts of things over the years, and diet alone was not enough to sort me out. But like I say, it's definitely a good place to start. So if you're somebody who's got depression, you don't know why you've got depression, maybe diet is something you can look at, unless of course you've got an awesome diet already. But then again, what's an awesome diet? You know, I personally think a low carb diet is a good diet to have, because too much sugar, too many carbs can be bad for us. So I'm just sat on the bed frame. It's made of metal. It's a bit uncomfortable. Just rubbing my arse there. Too much sugar is not good for us. Low carb is better. I personally find that works for me because carbs, I'm a bit of a carb junkie, and it may be that I've somehow damaged my system through years of, well, alcohol abuse, food abuse, drug abuse, all sorts of abuse, and it just doesn't handle carbs very well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like carbs, That's the problem there. I just like them too much, and I can eat them excessively. But the more carbs I eat, the more carbs I want to eat. And carbs, sugar, it can be addictive, I think. So personally, low carb works better for me. Plus a high carb diet, you can end up feeding candida, can't you? Thrush. When that gets out of control, that can cause all sorts of problems, including mental health issues. I have a book written by a doctor who's treated people who've actually been sectioned because of their mental health issues. There was one woman, I remember one example, who I think she was diagnosed with bipolar, or certainly her symptoms were like somebody who's got bipolar, you know, extreme highs and then extreme lows. And he put her on an anti-candida diet, and within a week the highs had gone, and then a little bit longer than that, I don't know, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, month, something, I can't remember exact details, the lows had gone, and she actually was leading a normal life. She was feeling okay. She was well. And that was a diet, but she'd been diagnosed with bipolar. So we can't underestimate food and sugar and candida and all that. But I don't want to go into too much detail with that. This is sort of a generalist kind of video. Food, diet. A good diet to me is a whole food diet. Meat, fish, vegetables, fruit, nuts, seeds, anything in its sort of natural state, as near to nature as possible, really. If you're going to be eating foods out of boxes, pre-packaged foods and what have you, not getting any fresh food, not drinking enough water, having too much coffee, too much sugar, fizzy drinks and things, you're not going to feel well. It's going to affect everything, you know, mental and physical health. So you need to keep it as near to nature as possible. And when you've done that and you're eating a good diet, if you're still feeling lousy, mentally lousy, then obviously your diet is not the issue, assuming you're not intolerant of anything you're eating and what have you. So that's where I was. I was like, I looked at diet, did diet to death, and then started looking at mental health. But I can talk about that at another time. So I'm going to leave it there. Yes, I am. Yeah, because I just need to get these videos out, because that perfectionistic streak within me wants everything to be perfect, obviously, and I'll never get the video out there if I'm striving for perfection. So I'm going to leave it there and bid you goodbye. Thanks for popping by.